Hello and welcome, this is Rufalmonger, and I'm going to be going over the basics for the Raider class in For Honor. I'll be going over the basic moves, some of their special moves, the throw, which is a favorite, kind of defining feature of the character, the Unblockable, and some other nicks and knacks along the way. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so first up we're just going to go over some of the basic attacks. Now compared to the bulk of the classes in the game, the basic attacks for the Raider are honestly nothing to write home about. They have a 3-hit light combo string. They have a 3-hit heavy combo string. And one that is heavy, light, heavy. Now in and of themselves, they're nothing too special. However, there is some things you can get out of them which we'll go into greater detail. And speaking of greater detail, let's go into it right now. Alright, so now we're going to be going over one of the more defining aspects of the character and one of the more defining moves, which is the stunning tap, as you can see here. So in and of itself, it causes a very tiny little bit amount of damage, not too much, but it can kill. And it inflicts the blind status effect. You can see little dizzies above their head there. So their screen will be obfuscated and they cannot see your inputs while they are blind. They'll have to manually tell what side you are attacking from. Now, one of the things from the stunning tap is it can come out from a mile and million ways of attacks. It's the most versatile attack the Raider has. You can do it from a forward dash, either of the side dashes, so that's quite a bit of mobility as it stands. You can do it raw, and one thing to note is you can also cancel the startup of any basic heavy attack. So we're going to start here on the side, and you see here it turned into the stunning tap. Now, one thing to keep in mind, the stunning tap always hits high. If you're aiming to the right, it still comes out high in the end. If you're aiming left, same deal. If you're aiming high, well then you're already high. But it is a powerful tool to fake out. If you say you attack to the right, they will see the flash indicator that you're attacking right before you go into the stunning tap. Now, if they are quite quick, they will still be able to catch it, but it's one thing to know, and it's a very powerful tool for it. Alright, so next up, we're going to be discussing which is probably the most fun aspect of this class, and might be the reason why you're playing to begin with, which is the toss. You can just fling people flat on their ass, and that's pretty much what there is to it. Now, there is quite a lot of aspects to this, so one of the first things to know, and even myself, I was kind of caught off guard, I didn't know this originally at first, so it is determined by how long you hold the button. So you can see here, I threw them quite a bit further than I did the original time. So if you want to throw them in a tiny distance, just tap tap. And if you want to walk with them for quite a bit, just hold the button and you'll walk with them quite a bit. Now keep in mind, if you are to walk them into an obstacle, you can see here the animation actually changed quite a bit. So you need them in the face off the wall. It took quite a bit of their stamina, and it inflicted the blind effect. There we are. One thing to note, also, you do have a guaranteed light attack off this. There's nothing they can do to prevent it. Now, if you're feeling risky, you can go for a heavy, because they do have the blind effect. So they do kind of have to guess very quickly if the heavy attack is coming. But it is one thing to note, once again, you do have a guaranteed light attack if you wall splat them. Now, another thing to note, you don't just only have the forward throw. You can also toss them around by holding other directions. Now, one thing about this is they have quite a wide AoE radius when you're tossing them around. So say you're in Dominion with multiple characters, you can kind of clear the, like in a wrestling match, you can kind of clear the ring. And it will hit everyone along the way. So it is another thing to keep in mind. And of course, the piece of resistance is throwing people into a pit. So let's run a little montage of that. Alright, so next up I want to go over the unblockable attack for the Raider. It's also the zone attack, so it's L1, R1, or just light and heavy attack together. Now, as you can see, it's not a very subtle move. You have a lot of warning about it. But one of the things is it's quite difficult to kind of get out of the way. You can't just a simple sidestep or anything like that. The only real option out is to very quickly backdash and out of the way, or to be able to parry it. Now, keep in mind, the move always strikes from the right. See, I'm going to move my guard to the left here, and we wind up in right guard no matter what we do. So keep that in mind for parrying purposes, that it is a fixed attack, so you can parry it if you are on the ball enough. Now, one of the properties of it is no matter where you are in the string, you can always cancel into the unblockable attack. So even if I do a simple basic light attack here, and go in the unblockable attack, I can go to 2 heavy attacks, and I can still go right into the unblockable attack. So it's kind of an ace in the pocket. It does use quite a bit of stamina, but it's quite well to keep in mind. And also, say you go for the stunning tap, you will be obfuscated, and that's one thing you might be able to catch them off guard with. It does a lot of damage, and it will win you a lot of fights that you honestly might not otherwise deserve to win. Alright, with that said, that's the Raider. I hope you enjoy it, and just remember some basic things. This applies for a lot of characters, but you can always go for a light attack for free damage after a guard break. I do see a lot of people not doing things like that. They always go for the throw and take no damage. Just a quick little reminder. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.
What?